Travis Wayne Goodsell. Some time back, I think it was back in 2019, I had a Mormon who was very offended that I would dare say that Sidney Rigdon was the author of the Book of Mormon, because he is the discoverer of one of the theories that the Book of Mormon geography is where it is. And I don't remember, I don't care. I apparently triggered him when I didn't word it the right way. I found it amusing. If you're going to be a dumbass. But he kept pushing. I kept showing him evidence that the Book of Mormon cannot be a legitimate translation from an ancient Egyptian document. And he was in denial because he discovered the lands of the Book of Mormon. As he has a theory. If the theory's wrong, you can't keep using it. Well, as I had, again, in my fit of anger, had to remind ex-Mormons, specifically about how people are believing John DeLynn and his lies, to ex-Mormons. That John DeLynn is trying to claim that Joseph Smith wrote the Book of Mormon because of using the Captain Kidd stories in it. Because Joseph Smith read those and therefore Joseph Smith wrote the Book of Mormon. No, he did not have anything to do with it. Dear God Almighty in heaven. And so I thought, you know what? I don't think I've got anything about the Captain Kidd connection with the Book of Mormon. I probably should check on that. And so in the process of doing so, I found out it's not plagiarism at all. It's one word. Camorra, where the Captain Kidd stories take place, off the east coast of Africa. Oh dear God, you guys not understand what plagiarism is. So anyway, if you're gonna criticize the church, make sure your criticism is correct. Because Oak says it's wrong to criticize the leaders of the church even when the criticism is correct. Well, you gotta make sure it's correct. You can't just throw out an accusation. Dear God. That makes the church look better when you do it wrong. When you're lying in your accusations about the church and church history and all that. If you go around telling people that Mormons have horns, well, people may believe you, but then when they encounter a Mormon, they're going to be looking for horns and can't find them. And then all of a sudden they realize they were lied to by an angry critic, and then they're going to embrace Mormonism. Because ex-Mormons and critics lied to them. So they can't trust the ex-Mormons and critics. They're just sore losers. You see why it's important to be correct. Truth destroys the church, not lies. This is what Mark Hoffman, as we're remembering from Netflix, taught us. You have to be correct. You can't forge documents to humiliate the church. The documents have to be true. And there's plenty that is true that he didn't need to forge. My God. But what I did discover is that guy kept insisting that there's no way Joseph Smith had access to a map, and that nobody else would have either. So therefore, I'm wrong that the Book of Mormon was written by Sidney Rigdon. That nobody had a map of Saudi Arabia to know what it looked like and to describe it in great detail in the Book of Mormon. Well, lo and behold, Captain Kidd is good for something after all. They had a map in their book showing Africa and Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. Right there. 1808. So if Joseph Smith was a lover of the Captain Kidd books, was reading it on a regular basis, yes, he would have known the geography of which he was speaking of. So there you go. That guy is long gone now. I'm sure he's probably dead from coronavirus after listening to the prophet and going to church and going to the temple and going on a mission. So, hilarious. I don't know if you guys understand this, but the guy, I think, was pretty prominent in apologetic circles even. I have no idea what his name was. I could care less. But apologists would know him. They would be debating his theories as they're arguing over which theory is the correct theory of the actual geography of America in the Book of Mormon. So, yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. Captain Kidd is good for something after all, but please stop listening to John Dehlin. When I did a search, John Dehlin's YouTube videos popped up all over the place. Dear God, stay away from him.